Okay, guys, so far we had discussed two types of filter circuit. One is called C filter. First one we discussed in the previous video. In the previous videos was C filter. This is also called capacitor filter. We also call it shunt filter. And the second one we discussed was L filter, like inductor filter, which is also called series inductor filter. Here we will discuss the drawback of these two filters. Drawbacks of L filter and C filter. Now, in case of L filter, the ripple factor is given by this relation. We already derived this relation, which is RL over 3 into square root 2 omega L. Now, this equation shows that the ripple factor is directly proportional to the load resistance. So, in order to get small value of ripple, for small value of gamma, value of ripple, we will use small value of load resistance RL. Now, this means that current through this load resistance means that the current through RL will be large, because if RL is small, the load resistance is small, then the current flowing through this load resistance will be large. Now, this shows that L filter, this implies that L filter is only suitable for heavy load, for small load resistance RL, or heavy load. Now, heavy load means large value of current through RL. So, the ripple factor is given by this relation, and we know that from this relation that this ripple factor is directly proportional to the load resistance. Now, in order to get a small value of ripple factor or ripple, a small value of ripple in the output load, in the output signal, we will use RL to be smaller. Now, this means that the current through, if RL is smaller, then the current through this load resistance will be large. So, it means that this L filter is only suitable for heavy RL, for small RL, for small RL, a heavy load. If there is small RL, then the current will be large. So, heavy load means large value of current through RL. Now, next we have in case of C filter, the ripple factor gamma is given by this relation 1 over 4 into square root 3 FCRL. Now this equation shows that the ripple factor is inversely proportional to RL, the load resistance. Now, to get smaller value of gamma, ripple factor, we have to use large value of load resistance. If load resistance is large, for smaller gamma, RL should be large. If RL is large, the load resistance is large, then this implies that there will be small current through RL, because RL is large, the load resistance is large. Now, this implies that C filter is only suitable for large RL or light load. Light load means small value of current through RL, through this load resistance RL. Now, from these two discussion, or from these two drawbacks of drawback of L filter and C filter, we found that L filter or C filter can be used only for fixed load resistance or for fixed load. So these drawbacks shows that L filter or C filter can be used only for fixed RL or fixed load. Now, what if the load resistance RL or the load or the current are both variable? Now, what if RL is variable, right? If we are using a circuit in which this load resistance is variable, sometimes its value is high, sometimes its value is large, then we can't use both this filter in the rectifier circuit. Now it means that we need another type of filter, and that filter is, which we call it LC filter. So these two filters we cannot use in a circuit in which the load resistance is variable, or we have variable current. So for such kind of circuit we use another kind of filter which is called LC filter. This is also called choke filter. So in the next video I will start this LC filter in more detail. Thank you.